Hello, this is Ben at Fitness Beyond 50, and this is a question and answer video because I have been getting so many various questions, and it's really hard to keep up with all the questions one-on-one. So I am going to answer a few of the questions now. One of the questions that I'm asked is how many times per week do I work out? Well, it varies. And just remember, whatever I do may not work for you, but I work out approximately 3 to 5 times a week. And if I'm getting ready for a show, sometimes it's 6 times a week. I do prefer doing, what type of cardio do I prefer? I like to mix that up too. I do like to do sprints, but I also like to put a lot of time in on the elliptical. It seems to work for me. And cardio-wise, you have to do what works best for you. Now, I will do a little bit of running as it gets warmer, just as a change of pace. Because remember, we want to mix up things in order to keep the body off balance. Now, I do use cardio as a last resort if I'm getting close to a show and I am still holding a little bit more body fat than I feel like I need to be holding, then I will increase the cardio. And yes, I have increased it to an ungodly amount sometimes when I have really needed to drop some body fat pretty quick. And I mean like 2 hour sessions, 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah, I have done that. So I'm not recommending that you do that. So just remember, things that work for me may not work for you. Another question, do I prefer free weights over machines? The jury is still out on that. I don't have a problem working both of those because I feel like there's a benefit to both. When you're utilizing a free weight, sure, you're going to stimulate some more muscle fibers because you have to balance the weight, then lift it, where the machine has you in a particular range of motion that's already set. I believe if you're a beginner, starting off on machines is one of the best things you can do. If you're a senior or someone who's extremely out of shape, start with a circuit weight training program. Therefore, it starts you out with a warm up and ends up in the cool down, but you end up working every muscle that you have on your entire body. So I really believe, once again, there's benefit to both free weights and machines. Utilize them both. Food-wise, what do I eat? Well, I have a very sensitive system, and over the years of cutting and eating to get ready for shows, and also the aging process, since I am 55 years young, my body tends to reject certain foods that I could eat at one time that I could eat. And for example, oatmeal is something that I used to could eat and ate all the time in the mornings as part of my training and just nutritional health. But now when I do oatmeal, I end up like I'm 9 months pregnant. So I'm a little bit carb sensitive to the oatmeal. Now, that does not stop me from utilizing it, but just not as much because I don't like the bloat. But hey, a client and friend of mine said, you know what, use that bloating as a tool. And I said, well, what do you mean? He says, well, when we're cutting, you want to eat volumes, foods that are high in volume so that you stay full so that you don't go through the starving phase. Well, if you're bloated, you don't have to have that problem, right? Because you don't want to eat. You're really uncomfortable. So now I like to fast. I'll be honest with you. I will fast sometimes 3 or 4 days a week consistently, and then I get all my macros in at 7 o'clock at night. Now, if I am going to be doing a heavy leg day, I am going to eat some carbs before that workout, even if it's on a fasting day. However, sometimes I just do a tablespoon of peanut butter and off I go. The only time that I will do like a glucose polymer is I will do that after the workout. I'll try to do a half a can, sometimes a whole can of a glucose polymer after the workout so that I can restore my muscle glycogen stores. Let me get that out, glycogen. So I hope that some of these questions are helping you out. Rest is very, very important. I do take a nap, and I do recommend that you take a nap when you can. So that's one of the questions. How many times do I take naps? Yes, I do take naps because when does the body repair itself? When it's at rest. So if you have the ability to take a nap, by all means, do that. Supplements. What supplements do I take? Well, when I was younger and didn't know as much, and as I was learning and doing research and going to school, I found that a supplement is what? The word is called supplement. It's already supplementing a good eating program. I found that I had better success with just getting my protein sources from food than the supplements. I found a lot of the supplement powders, no matter where it was a whey protein isolate or just a regular whey protein or casein, that digestive disturbances was just an ongoing issue and I didn't feel very good. Now, do I throw a protein shake in there here and there? Absolutely. I also will throw in a meal replacement here and there also. So there's room for that, but do not depend. I don't believe that you need to depend totally on protein powders, because you can get so much of that from the foods, and I have never seen really a major difference. I mean, I used to do the, a pound for pound, I mean, gram for pound. So, at 206 pounds, I was doing 206 grams of protein. I mean, it just kind of bogged me down. But, it's each to its own. You have to do what works best for you. So to answer the question, because I feel like I kind of skirted it, do you need a supplement in order to be in shape? No. Okay. Can supplements help you? Yes. Find the ones that work for you. If you need to be specific about a supplement, if you want me to talk about the specific supplement, because I really don't like to call BS on certain supplements unless someone asks me. Now, I will tell you that B12 supplements, they're water soluble. They're really not going to get you in trouble, because basically you're going to urinate them out. Is it good for you? Is it not? Is it going to really give you energy? Once again, that's one of those things that if it works for you, it does. So that's kind of the only one that I really want to talk about. But to me, if you're going to do B vitamins, you need to do a B complex. Take the whole series of Bs. Then you will see if you're going to get a benefit. And what I normally recommend is, say for instance, your energy level dips around 3 o'clock every day, then that's when you need to take that supplement about 45 minutes prior to 3 o'clock and see if that actually makes a difference. Because how are you going to know unless you test it out? Just don't go by what someone has told you. You need to do your research and test it out yourself, because you know your body better than anybody else. Now, eating program wise, what eating program am I on? Well, getting back to that, my eating program may not work for you. I can give you a basic eating program, but once again, there's no cookie cutter approach to eating programs. There's no miracle pill to eating programs. You kind of have to, it's a trial and error. You have to try something and see if it works for you. So if starting off in the morning, typically, eating an egg white omelet with some spinach works for you, then that's fine. If you have a half a gallon to a gallon of water and that works for you, that's fine. And these are things that I do recommend. My thing is, I have found that I can do 5 to 6 smaller meals and I can make that work. I can do fasting, I can make that work. It really, really depends upon you. Okay, what is the best diet out there? You know what? But it's Mediterranean, South Beach diet, ketogenic diet, bodybuilding diet. All of these have merit on their own. Only thing I'm going to say is do your homework on those. If it works for you, fine. Do I have one that I will recommend? Absolutely not. I cannot recommend one. I will say that if you are an older person and you have a problem with cholesterol and high blood pressure, is the ketogenic diet really for you? Here's the deal with every one of these particular diets. Can you sustain it? That's it. Most of the people that I know that get on these diets, guess what? They end up not sustaining it, not making it a lifestyle, and they end up putting all this weight back on and sometimes having more medical problems. Don't put yourself in that position. Whether it's exercise, whether it's eating program, whether it's even going to work or getting up in the morning, it's all about what? Discipline. You have to be disciplined. You have to decide within yourself, is this something that you can do? Can you stick with it? Is it something that's going to work for you? So just remember that. Now, these are some very basic questions that you guys are asking me, but we need to share our different ideas and things that we do that work for us. And so you kind of pick and choose what works for you. And then go for it. Life is too short. Am I married? No, I'm not married. I've tried that. Do I have a girlfriend? Absolutely. And let's see. What else? Yes, I can grow hair. I just choose not to. So anyway, I hope some of these things have worked for you, have answered some questions to kind of help you. But just remember, you need to make fitness a lifestyle. Don't make it a fad, okay? It is not a fad. So take your time. Anything that you do gradually, you'll be more prone to stick with, and we call that gradual progression. Anything that you jump in there and get gung-ho about, you're more prone to overdo it or overtrain, and then you end up just making excuses and not doing your exercises. So let's not get into that. So don't forget to subscribe, leave your comments below. This has been at Fitness Beyond 50 saying have a blessed day.